Chris Mystery Cleaning Winds of the Fylde Coast. It's been a while since my last video. Things have been extremely chaotic at my end. We've had a number of breakdowns, as you've seen on the last sort of short that I did, which was me on my driveway with a flat tyre. So that happened on the silver van, and then on the Monday we had another flat tyre on the other van. I fixed that, and then we had the fuse board went on one of the machines, so I had to work out which fuse it was going down the circuit board, taking fuses out, putting fuses back in, seeing what worked, and we eventually found that, and then we got back on that, and then one of my lads was in hospital with something not related to work, so we got put behind, and then it's just crazy how very, very quickly things can sort of escalate. But that's what you sign up for, I suppose, isn't it? To some degree, when you work for yourself, the whole structure lies on you and you alone. So there we have it. And then on the franchising side, which is running sort of side by side concurrent activity, we've got the legal documents that we need to put final touches on the legal documents. I need to find a franchise solicitor that's not going to charge me the earth for looking over some documents. I was quoted something like £1,850 plus VAT for the privilege by one company. I don't think I'll be going with them, to be honest with you. When all said and done, it's not a case of me knocking up fresh documents, getting them to knock up fresh documents. It's all a case of I have the documents already, I just want them to cast their legal eye over them, sort of thing, to make sure that they make sense, kind of thing. And that's where we're up to with that. But I had a conversation this morning with Cheryl, who is our franchising guru, if you like, and I was explaining to her the kind of week that I've had and all this sort of jazz. And she said to me that, oh, you're upscaling. And I said, well, how do you mean upscaling? She explained, when you're upscaling, you inevitably come up against things that things do bunch up. You do get a bit sort of chaotic for a time, but normally the rewards lie beyond that. So I don't know how true enough that is, to be honest with you. Could be. I think we're certainly going to find out, aren't we? So I had a also on the channel, thanks for interacting with the channel as usual. I had a question from Chris W. I don't know where you're from, Chris, mate. And he asked about when buying window cleaning rounds. How do you handle the customers? Do you tell them that you've bought the round? Do you tell them that you've taken over from another window cleaner? How do I handle it? Quite frankly, I tell them the truth. I'll tell them that I've taken over the round. I mean, if you want to tell them that you've bought the round, then tell them you bought the round. It's, it makes no odds in my view, as long as you are upfront and honest. You're taking over such and such's round. We'll be doing the windows from now on. The price will remain the same for the time being. And yeah, happy days. And if they want you to carry on, they want you to carry on. And if they don't, well, then they don't. But at all times, I think you should be truthful. I don't think you should conceal things from people, because down the line it can bite you. I would be very, very wary about people that sort of say, well well, I wouldn't tell them I bought the round. Well, I did have, when I bought my round off Rick, he did sort of suggest that I tell the customers that I worked for them, I worked for him, and that over time that you've taken over and sort of just mosey that way. No, not for me. And I said to him, I won't say that at all. I'll tell them up front that I've taken over your round because you're bowing out, which is the truth. Did I advertise the fact that I bought the round off Rick? I wouldn't say I advertised it, but I certainly didn't conceal it. If the customer asked me, well, what's happened to Rick, I say, well, I've just bought his round off him. There's no shame in it, and it's not a contrived or sort of It's not something you've got to conceal, in my view. It's, you know, you growing your business, you're investing in your business, you've taken over someone else's round, and you'll carry on servicing the customer. And so long as when they look through their windows, they're nice and clean, and they're happy with the service, and they're prepared to pay their hard-earned for the privilege, everyone's a winner, in my humble opinion. Some people think differently, you know, and yeah, all power to you, whatever works for you. But in my humble opinion, lying to someone is something you should avoid at all costs, because when all said and done, you only have your integrity to go off. You know, you can spend years building up your reputation and, you know, your integrity and your relationships with the customers. You can spend years building these things, but you lie and you get caught out once, it's gone like that. So it takes years to build up, but it will go in a split second if you don't toe the line. So yeah, so got a few more bits and pieces. I've got a van going in for maintenance tomorrow, which is yeah, fun and games. So yeah, have a good weekend, everybody. I shall see you when I shall see you, and all the very best. Please like, share and subscribe, and thank you to those of you that enjoy watching me prattle on about window cleaning. All the very best.